The Brooklyn Nets welcoming the Denver Nuggets to the Barclays Center for a tip on Tuesday alongside Tim Legler. I'm Jim Baswa. As we look ahead, the Nets come off the win in Memphis after getting run off the floor in Houston, and they get a Nuggets team that's won 6 straight games. The Nets, the only team in the NBA who haven't played 2 straight home games this year, and they'll have a run of some 13 of 16 at home. What do they have to do to slow this Nuggets team that likes to get up and down the floor, not only with their starters, with their bench as well?
The biggest thing whenever you play a team like Denver, or any team that wants to take the ball off the backboard and come right at you in transition and look for early offense, you've got to be very efficient in what you're doing offensively and making sure you're getting quality shots. That doesn't mean you have to get deep into the shot clock every possession, because that sometimes can really lead to a long stretch of not scoring. You have to be aggressive, but you have to make sure you make the extra pass, set screens, control the offensive glass, give yourself second opportunities to score to keep them from running, because once Denver gets their hands on the ball and they're coming at you in waves up the floor, very difficult to defend them. They've got quick guards that can get to the rim. They've got guys that can crash the boards, get offensive rebounds. They've got three-point shooters in transition. Very tough team to defend. Early on, it looked like, Brian Shaw had a little bit of deer in the headlights look now coaching this team for the first time. Exactly. There's no question that they're responding to him. And I had a feeling that he was going to be very successful at this. When he got the job, I said it was a great hire, and it was about time someone gave him a head coaching job, because he had sniffed around a lot. I think he's in a great situation with a team that can win now, but they're responding to his message. He came from organizations that prided themselves on defense. So Denver is more of an offensive-based team. But Shaw's doing a great job now, and they've turned this thing around. And I think Denver's a team you're going to have to watch over the next month or two to see if they can continue to climb in the Western Conference standings. They might actually be a team that could be a scary team for those top teams to have to play in the first round.
Nuggets come into this game having won 6 straight games, and you talked about their point guards. They have a nice diversity of their point guards with Lawson, Miller, old school Miller, and Nate Robinson, who comes off a big game in Toronto. The Nets know all too well about Nate Robinson. He pretty much ousted them from the playoffs a year ago. If you're Jason Kidd, do you say to Tyshawn Taylor, here's your only job, all right? See that guy in Lawson and you see that guy in Robinson, where they're in the game, just stay on those guys defensively.
It's hard. I'm telling you what, Ty Lawson is as fast as anybody in his league end when he gets his hands on the basketball. Puts so much pressure on you, breaking you down defensively and getting into the lane with his penetration. So tough to defend. And then you've got Andre Miller, who'll come in and he'll dictate the offense a different way. A lot of back to his basket, backing guys down, playing that old man, old school game at the point guard position. And then you have to deal with Nate Robinson and his energy when he comes in the game, because he's coming in looking to light it up and get that crowd going, particularly at home. So they are getting outstanding guard play. And they have also up front one of the most underrated players in this league in Kenneth Faried, who just all he gives you is everything he has every single night. Defends, rebounds, creates offense for himself. They don't run a lot of plays for hhim, and he still finds a way to get double-doubles most nights because of his just flat-out determination and work ethic. So this is a team that's got a lot of nice components to it. And again, I'm going to watch this team. I'm interested to see, because now no George Karl. You really change the dynamic of the team with what you've had there over the last 5-6 years. Melo leaves first, and Iguodala. So now you look at what they have. They're going with this core group that Brian Shaw inherited, and he's finding a way to make it work. They're a very fun team to watch, and I think if they start to win, they're going to start to really believe that they can make a difference in the West.
Jason Kidd benched all his starters for the second half of that Houston game after getting run off the floor in the first half. The bench, and particularly players like Andre Bloch, Mason Plumlee, the rookie out of Duke, and Mirza Teletovic has given them some energy and a bit of a lift. But Joe Johnson's kind of been the hub in the last 5 games or so, where they've gone to him as a sole guy, with a lot of injuries to the veterans now on the sidelines. Is this a guy you have to kind of run the offense through in a sense?
I think you have to right now, with the limitations of Paul Pierce and Darren Williams. Lopez has been out, so he's still trying to get his game back after that great start that he had. KG's a shell of himself offensively, what he used to be. So, yeah, the offense is going to rotate around Joe Johnson. He gets a lot of freedom, a lot of ISOs. He is a ball stopper in that he really likes to handle the ball when he gets it. He pounds it a lot, tries to break you down. He's a 6'7" guard that can get to anywhere on the floor and basically shoot over his defender. That's basically what his game is predicated on. But the young legs have come in and done a nice job. They've given Jason Kidd the consistent effort that he's looking for. I think when you take veteran players, try to throw them together on the run and make this all work, you're going to have to take time to sort that out. Young guys just come in the game. They're so excited to be in the game. They don't have any agendas or issues. They just want to play. Because the guys you mentioned, they're trying to make a name for themselves in this league. So when they come in the game, you're getting absolute unadulterated energy. That's what Jason Kidd is looking for from the starters. Right. There's a communication issue, I believe, between Jason Kidd and those veteran players. It doesn't look like they're on the same page. I don't think that he really respects right now the effort they've given him. I don't think they respect his inexperience. So you've got some issues right now, I think, between Jason Kidd and that core group of guys, some of whom are going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. But right now, they're one of the worst teams in the league. That's exactly right. The coach will as well. But right now, they've got to figure this out. How are we going to coexist together and make this all work? Because we're going to go down as one of the biggest failures in NBA history if we continue on this path and we end up, with 30 wins this year based on the expectations around this team and that arena and that ownership and everything that they had going into this year. They fall flat on their faces. This is going to be one of the bigger letdowns we've seen in a long time.
At 5-12, how many games out of first place are they?
What, Toronto, 6-10? So what, a game and a half? Game and a half.
Out of first
game and a half. So right where they want them.
Again, the Nuggets up first for the Nets, and then it follows by the Knicks, a tip on a Thursday. You can read more about the Nets right on ESPNNewYork.com. For Tim Legler, I'm Jim Basquill.